Hey, good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, May 27th. It's our Zoom meeting today at 11:30. I'll go over the rest of our targets with you. You're going to get into IXL math today. Back to some IXL. Lesson S1 and S2 will be multiplying fractions, and that is way easier than it sounds, trust me. Animal Adaptations book project. I presented that yesterday in your Google Classroom, and I'll go into it a little more in depth today, and you'll have all the clear understandings of what to do after this. To demonstrate today's lesson, I have a fraction bar that I cut into 4 equal parts. Here's 1/4, plus another fourth, plus one more fourth, and one last fourth. Altogether, we have 4/4. So if I added up this equation, that would give me a total of 4/4. We know that because we have a common denominator of 4, and 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. It also makes sense because we know 4/4 equals 1 whole, which is what we have shaded. But there is another easy way we can group these together. So I have 1/4 here, but I actually have 4 of them. So I could actually say 1/4 4 times, or 1/4 times 4, and that would equal 4/4. So that's another way to rewrite that repeated addition. 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 can simply be written 1/4 times 4. Or we can use the commutative property of multiplication, which means we can reverse that. 4 times 1/4 would also equal 4/4. The question in IXL today that you'll see most commonly is using a model showing a number line instead of a fraction bar. The model shows the product of 8 and 1/4. The product of 8 and 1/4. Well, product means to multiply, so we can see a multiplication problem here. And we're multiplying by 1/4 8 times. Let's take a look at how we would solve this. The key idea here is you can use a number line to show multiplication of fractions. If we started at 0 and we counted 1/4 at a time, you can see we would count a total of 8 times and get to our answer 8/4. Let's try one example here. In this, it says the model shows the product, that means multiplication, of 1/5 and 6. So I'm counting by 1/5 6 times, and I would land on 6/5. So 1/5 times 6 equals 6/5. So we know multiplication is simply repeated addition, so we are repeating 1/5 a total of 6 times. So we're taking this repeated addition sentence and changing it to a multiplication sentence, 1/5 times 6. The model shows the product of 1/3 and a whole number. In this question, we have to find what is the whole number that we're counting by. Well, we're counting by 1/3, but how many times are we counting by 1/3? So when we get to our total, we'll see we land on 9/3, but I actually counted a total of 9 times. 1/3 times 9 equals 9/3. Another strategy you might consider is we know we have thirds as a denominator, so we can keep that, and then we multiply 9 times 1, which gives us the numerator 9. The model shows the product of 1/6 and a whole number. So I'm counting by 1/6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 1/6 would give me 10/6. So I need to plug in the whole number 10. That's how many times I'm counting by 1/6 to get to a total of 10/6. The model shows the product of 4 and a fraction. So let's count by 1/4. A total of 4 times takes us to 4/4. So what are we missing here? We had 4 times we counted by. The fraction 1/4 is what we're missing to get us a total of 4/4. Here's another question you'll see in S2 today. Which model represents the product 4 times 1/2? Take a look at model 1, the first one, and take a look at model 2, and we'll discuss each one. So the question was, which model shows 4 times 1/2? Well, if you look in here, each one of these are a half, right? So I have 1/2 times 1, 1/2 times 2, 1/2 times 3 and 1/2 times 4. So what could this model be? Well, this is 1/2, a total, if you count all of them, of 8 times. So this first model actually shows the number sentence 8 times 1/2, not what we're looking for. We're looking for 4 times 1/2. Check the second model. You'll see we have 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. There, we're looking at 4 halves, so 4 times 1/2 equals a total of 4 halves. You know that's improper. 4 halves can be rewritten as the number 2. So which model represents the product 2 times 1/2? Well, I need a total of 1/2 2 times. So I've got 1/2 here 1 time and another 1/2 here 2 times. So this is my choice. Now if I were to solve this mathematically, 2 times 1/2, you just did an SS1. We have a denominator of 2. We can actually multiply 2 times 1 here to give us a numerator of 2. So this is actually 1 whole. And as you see in the picture, so is that. Which model represents the product 4 times 1/8? We'll take a look at this one. I've got 1/8 times 1, 1/8 times 2, 1/8 times 3, and 1/8 times 4. So this is 4 times 1/8. If I were to solve 4 times 1/8 mathematically, that would be a total of 4/8, and you'll clearly see that that picture represents that. All right, next you'll focus again today on your animal adaptations project. Here is my ruffed grouse example. It took me actually 2 days myself to read, research, organize the information, then create my book and say exactly what I wanted to say in, kind of a short book. I didn't want to bore you to death with pages and pages and paragraphs, but it's informational, and our main focus is what are my animal's adaptations. So again, choose any animal, then take a look at your animal adaptations assignment clearly. Okay, so this is also attached. You can choose any animal, but as long as you follow all the steps here. Research one animal and find its adaptations. So you can use books from Epic, you can use videos, website searches. This will all help with your research. Your book should include each of the sections described below, and each page should have a few sentences to explain. All right, so we know you need a book cover, you need a table of contents page. On your first page, you're going to introduce your animal, include the name, the region it lives in, and a picture of the animal. Look at my example, you'll see what I'm referring to. And then just follow the guide here, page 2 and 3, 4, 5, and 6. Most importantly, don't forget the details here. There are 2 types of adaptations. Please focus on your animal when you research on what are the behavior adaptations and what are the physical adaptations. That will drive a lot of your research and put together a nice book in the end, okay? Get a start on your book. Really get into the research. I'm hoping it's a 2-day project, but you have actually until Friday. But I'm thinking it will take most of you 2 days. And then by Friday, we're going to begin posting them all so we can all enjoy each other's adaptations of animals that you've researched. And those are your learning targets, you guys. May 27th, it's Wednesday. Don't forget, we have that Zoom meeting at 11:30. IXL Math S1 and S2 should be completed. They're pretty easy. An animal adaptations book project. Some of you are going to finish today, but dig a little deeper and get some great research. Okay? All right, enjoy and have a great day, everyone.